What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today, Thursday the 22nd of January, almost at the end of another week. Let's get right into going over the price action on Nasdaq 100. Took a few trades while at work today. Pretty much went into about $300 drawdown. I took lower risk because the stops were wider. I'll go over the entries shortly and show you some of the opportunities that we could have capitalized on today. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So on the higher time frame, let's show you what we did today, how we performed. So looking at this chart, this is Nasdaq 100 chart, and this is the current daily candle. So from before we got into New York session, we came up and we actually ran the previous daily highs. So we went into this day already taking out the previous daily highs. So we open up with a gap, trade it back down, and then we ran the highs, and see we actually close within the range of today. So we closed below the high of yesterday. So today we open again with a gap down back into this range. So I don't know what tomorrow will do, but currently looks like we might pull back again into this gap and then go up. So we're struggling to get above this new week opening gap right here, and we're still stuck in this overall range that we have here. So that is how Nasdaq look. This is the Dow US 30, a little bit stronger, to be honest. We went up, still gapping back down, but we pushed up a little higher and still closer to all-time highs. US 500, well, pretty much the same as NQ. So still stuck in the gap. So didn't trade through it today. We actually took out the CM highs and yeah, closed back in the range. That is it on the higher time frame. Let's go over the 1 hour. This is what the 1 hour looks like. So pretty much inside this tight little range today on the 1 hour. So opened up with a gap, traded up, came back down during London, and then we took off to the upside, came back down during the AM session, and then we went back up, slowly grind our way back up right around 10 to 11, and by the time we got to the PM, we basically sold off before ending power hour, closing back here. Let's go down now to the lower time frame, and I'll show you some entries that we could have gotten. So I was looking at this thing last night, pretty much moved sideways, selling off into London open. As soon as we got to London open, we created this low here, trading back down into the gap that we created from the overnight session, and this was the first entry. So this macro kind of gave us a sell-off, a little sell-off from this other block here. I didn't mark this one because I did these while I was at work today. So this other block gave us a little bit of a sell-off right here. Mark OB, a little bit of a sell-off right there. Came down and we did a little turtle soup sweep, and then we came back up, did a little inversion of this gap right here, and we went up, came back down during this macro. So this was another little sell opportunity, but I was more looking at the buys here. So using this level as a breaker and coming back down into this fair value gap also, this is where we took off from London open right around 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. candle started here, we went up. So this is 2, going up 3, 4, and all the way to 6. So 6 a.m. candle ended up here, and this was a clean buy for the day. So one entry here, another one here. The third one was just a continuation, just continued pushing. 1 to 5 risk to reward here, and this one 1 to 4 before pulling back, but this could have been more actually based on what I'm seeing here. So this could have actually been a 1 to 10 during London if you understand the move. We kind of just move sideways into the morning session. So late London or mid London lunchtime, we kind of move sideways here, respected this order block, and just stayed within this. Let's see how much pip range is this. So this is like a 50 pip range that we stayed in to finally did some reaccumulation here. Tried to break higher, but as soon as we got into New York, we started to sell off. So in New York, the first macro, which is around 9 here, did a little inversion, came down, came back up, and then we just sold off right at the 9:30 open. Didn't get an entry here. I was expecting us to buy up from here. Once we took out these lows, I was expecting us to hold a 1 hour fair value gap that was resting right here. We got a little bit of a reaction here, and I started to buy here. Some small lot sizes though, with my stops. Well, I didn't even set any stops because they were so small. We came all the way down, and looking back at this in hindsight, then I think I could have actually took sales instead, but I was on my phone and I was looking at the 50-minute chart and not so much the lower time frame. So this was a nice little sell off here for 100 points with a 1 to 4 risk to reward right there. Selling off all the way down, consolidated here below the gap and below the, I think was the midnight open that I had here, and that is when I stuck some more buys in here, and it took a while before I came out a drawdown and the ones that I had inside of here. So currently I'm still in some of these buys, but I think I'm going to get stopped out. My stops are at break even, so I'll show you on the MT5. But right now I'm looking here at this macro. I could have gotten a better entry right here. This is the 11 a.m. The 10 a.m. macro didn't give us a proper entry. It was continuation sales before retracing and consolidating and trying to break to the upside. So we came back down, retested this fair value gap. I just marked these two candles as the fair value gap, but there was an entry inside of here that you could have gotten a trade from, and it was a slow grind up, a lot of retracements, and I took off some of the profits here just to cover some losses that I had incurred. So this was one entry here, another one here right around midday. So during lunchtime we still was grinding up, came back down again, and in the PM session we started to sell off. So it was just a bit of a small grinding day before we roll over again. So by the time we got to PM session, we tapped out here, and during the 2 p.m. this was a little scalp coming back up, and then we just rolled over right into the 230 macro here. So this is around 230. Sold off there, another sell off here inside this macro, and then now the final sell off during this last power hour macro. This was also a nice little buy opportunity that I saw. I was at lunch during this time and I saw this. I didn't want to take any more trades, so I watched this grind back up and I was looking at it that I could have get a decent buy here, but it was so close to the close that I just decided, you know what, let me just leave this thing alone. So this is where we currently at. So really and truly that's what took place. Let me just show you my entries. Let me just show you the entries. So see where I have the risk to reward tool here. I was just marking out this one. It comes so close to this top. I almost close this thing because I was saying it going to stop me up. But look how close it came to the stop here and then again here. This now creates equal lows right here. Let me actually zoom in. But I was looking at this thing, risking 1%, I could have gotten a 2.5% from this little push up right here on the 1 minute chart. So that is where it's hot. This is what I'm showing you with this is equal lows now. So possibly tomorrow, unless we get a decent push up. Let me just mark this. Let me see. This thing not allowing me to draw. I need to restart this. So unless we get a decent push up with no retracement coming back so low tomorrow, I think I'm going to be stopped out. I'm currently floating a little bit in profit. It came right back to break even right here, like I said. So this almost took me out because see the entries there, and this almost took me out when we opened with the gap. So we open with a large gap down again here. Let's see if we're going grind higher. But the fact that we open down here and no wick on this daily chart, that means I'm thinking we're going to roll over. So I might just take these off here and lock in the profit. See, I'm already negative swap here. But yeah, I think I already locked in about $70 from today. So these were the entries that I took out. So I had one here and I still have these down here. So I just kept adding into these trades. I had one here and another one here when I realized this thing might be going up. And I was trying to buy from here. So after this inversion right here, this is when I got in, but no follow through. I would have gotten stopped out if I had the stops below here. And I just took off these at break even when I realized we kind of struggled to going back in profit. And I didn't want it to come all the way back down and then I take an unnecessary loss. So I just close out these right here in profit. But overall, I'll say it's a good day, you know. If I was risking like I should be risking, using the magic keys and using proper risk management, then some of these trades I could have gotten way better entries, tighter stops, and better risk to reward, and then I could have partial and even probably reverse some of these trades. So taking both buys and sells, you know. But these trades come right inside the macros. See one here, one more here, one here. This one is after the 2 p.m. Silver bullet. So some decent trades that I could have capitalized on even right here that I was showing you on trading view. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. I will catch you guys tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for the support, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.